So expect that this is going to be, I think, a slower second half, as Mindoro would want to dictate this pace.
This is very different scenario for them compared to the past two games where they were the aggressors from start to finish. Viennes is open,
There you
gets
go.
it to go, and that just might start it for the Mindoro Tamaraws, coming in with renewed energy here. You see the look on their faces, their body language, so much different to that first half.
And more importantly, that shot came within a flow to which they are very confident. And then Brandre making that shot from the outside. Sure, you know, Mark scored inside. Forget about that. Go back to that flow.
And that flow was absent constantly in the first two quarters for the Mindoro Tamaraws. Ramirez trying to break down Habonete, who's back after getting hit below his left eye. Manligues will set up the table here for the Classic. Habonete gives it up. Meneses, he loves those corners. Three-point shot is long. Viennes will let that sail out of bounds.
And the Classics are going to stay with that zone.
This is our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory, fuel more game with 1xBet.
And once they get into that half-court set at some point, and these guys are going to stick to that zone, try to clog that paint, and, you know, just allow shots from the outside. But Brandre, twice already outside.
Back-to-back hits from downtown, galing kay Brandre Viennes. This time it's from the deep left corner, the former FEU Tamarao, giving some life here to Mindoro.
2 of 2 on their last 2 attempts. This is looking more like Tamarao's basketball.
They were down by as much as 17 points. Tampos wants to get it back. No good. Ramirez with a board.
Well, at the very least, yung unang tatlong possessions looking more like Tamarao's pace, no?
Bono, he struggled in the first half. Still could not get a shot to drop. That pass tapped out of bounds by Mindoro. Quite a dangerous pass to make. Mark Meneses in the Cebu Classic trying to maintain this lead as we take a look at this three-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Talking about three-point shots, Kent Holmqvist just missed, but Tampos is there to put those 2 points inside para sa Cebu.
And so far, these scores of the Cebu Classics on the half-court set have come from the paint. One of them off offensive rebounds. They haven't made anything from the outside. And the good thing about the Tamaraos, they're locating runners. They're trying to find out where Boom Tampos is before they head down to defend in the half-court.
Yeah, there's a foul call against Mindoro. And the thing with Boom Tampos is he's quite a hard guy to catch up to.
Ang likot kasi.
Manligues gives it up there, and this was the miss by Holmqvist before Tampos picks it up and in stride puts the 2 points off the bank. Daryl Manligues this time scoring para sa Cebu and pushes the lead back up to 17.
That made basket by Tampos really came off a missed box out by Cedorifa.
Bono continues to struggle in this game. Ken Bono, 0 out of 6 right now from the field, while Daryl Manligues making that find to Ken Holmqvist.
And Ken understands that this has got to be a foot race if you're going up against Bono.
Ramirez spins, he loses it. Manligues picks it up. Cebu in transition. Manligues sees Meneses, the drop of Habonete on the reverse, blocked by Comboy. Second opportunity, that's good para kay Jan Habonete.
RJ Ramirez got blocked from the back. Daryl Manligues got past Ken Bono. And from that point, they got numbers.
The effort being shown here by the Cebu Classic, an inspired one. They're trying to get themselves out of this 3-game losing streak up against Pasay, Basilan, and Sarangani. Jan Habonete and his crew trying to prime themselves up for that matchup against the Pasay Voyagers. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
John Habonete is definitely playing with a lot of heart right now. Earlier, we saw him nursing a cut under his right eye after being hit. Sabi niya na hindi siya sure kung ano yung nakatama sa kanya, pero parang siko daw, but he does add na hindi naman ata sinadya. It was actually funny when he was on the floor earlier, our medical staff showed him a photo on their phone to make sure his vision was okay. And it was, dahil na-identify naman niya ang litrato ni Boss Manny Pacquiao, which did make him smile. Once his cut was patched up, the medical staff did him the go signal to get back into the game. He says that now he is using this as fuel that he can get through anything in this match. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Thanks for catching us up on the situation of John Habonete. Nice to know that he is back on the floor and doing well. Wala masyadong serious threat to his play on the floor. In fact, he's already scored here in the third quarter para dito sa Cebu Classic and helping them maintain this advantage.
Ang maganda nun, nakilala niya si Boss Manny.
Ayun na nga. Mahirap kung di mo na makilala si Boss Manny.
Yeah. Quick thinking also on the medics.
Humphist took his
Oh,
time,
man.
squishes it through. 3 points para kay Ken Humphist.
And Holmqvist so far is winning this matchup of the bigs.
Here he is defending Jonas Tibayan. He's got 7 points. Talking about Humphist. Bienes kicks it out. Sedorifa at
Sure.
5 points in the first half. That one is off the foot of Jonas Tibayan.
Well, you love that Jonas Tibayan's right there on the low block. Heft, you know, he's gonna be able to carry the contact inside, but the length of Holmqvist is one that makes it difficult for him para maka-discarte ba kung paano siya i-score. Ang haba rin kasi ng reach nito ni Holmqvist.
Manliguez drives left. Meneses, that's a dangerous pass picked off by Comboy. Abonete giving chase. Comboy! That's a goaltend.
And quick thinking by Wendell Comboy right there. He knew Mark was not going to take that shot on the corner, lalo na he missed one on the other side earlier, and so he knew he was going to flip back to the top, got into the passing lanes, and finished it off.
Already hit the board when Habonete got his hand on the rock. Cebu with possession again. 57-35. Holmqvist fader. That's off to the left. Tibayan. To Sedorifa. He's open. He's going to take it. Joseph Sedorifa from downtown.
And that's just the mentality that you need to have if you're Joseph. I mean, they're leaving you wide open. Go and take it.
23 points in the game against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Poured in a lot of his damage in the second quarter. Holmqvist steps on the brakes. There's a push. And I think that's going to go against Cebu. Meneses will pick up his second personal foul. We're past the halfway point of quarter number 3.
We're lucky for Mindoro. They got that call. Another offensive rebound would have been Mark Meneses' another putback.
Dolan Adlawan is back in the game. He had a superb first half. He started the game for the Cebu Classic. Brought a lot of energy. Just like the other bigs of Cebu are giving their team right now. That's a hit by Adlawan that decks Jonas Tibayan. He's holding on to his midsection.
And these are things, especially if you're up big, you don't want to happen because mapag-usapan natin madalas ito, yung mga ganyan tawag, nagsuswing ng momentum eh.
Ball possession coming back to them.
Boy, do the Tamaraws need to make the most out of this. First off, make your free throws, then execute well offensively.
Oh, Tibayan misses on the first. Mindoro was 5 out of 9 from the charity stripe in the first half. Take a look at what happened. Adlawan tried to hide the hit. He thought that, being behind him, di makikita ng mga referees.
Feeling niya nakatago eh. No?
Oo. Pero kitang-kita ng ating mga officials. Bienes gives it up. Comboy is free for 3.
Looks
That's
good.
all the space he needs.
Yeah. And Ino Comboy faked out a wide pin down for the corner. Instead, made it look like a flare.
That's now 10 points in the game para kay Ino Comboy. He and Ray Bienes are leading the charge scoring-wise para dito sa Mindoro. Bienes has 9.
4 3-point shooters on the floor at the same time for the Tamaraws right now. They're looking to spread the floor.
in a 1-3-1 zone right now. Ang Mindoro Tamaraos. Tampus trying to bust that one with a 3-point shot on the left corner to no avail. Axel Inigo at spot minutes in the first half. You'll try to settle things down here for the Tamaraos. They're down by 15. Comboy working the two-man game with Bienes. That's a tandem that has worked well since the high school ranks. Tibayan gives it up. Bienes, couple of fakes, puts it up. Well defended on the shot. There's a foul. Double black eye laban sa Mindoro.
Well, Comboy at that point from the top was actually waiting for a pitch back. Bienes, I think, if I recall correctly, waiting for a pitch back out from Jonas Tibayan, but didn't get it.
Bienes started off this quarter with back-to-back threes.
Different spots on the floor where that lead pass is going to go.
At that time, the Tamaraos giving Cebu a dose of their own medicine. Mendoza puts the ball on the deck. Almost traveled. De Los Santos is at the elbow. Spins to his strong side. He tried to pass to Tampos, but that one was tapped. They force a travel there on Mike De Los Santos.
Well, a couple of really good stops by the Tamaraos right now. You got to build on that, lalo na patapos nitong second quarter. Konting chip pa dito sa 11-point lead and give yourselves a fighting chance later on in the final quarter.
2 minutes and 15 seconds ang natitira dito sa ating pangatlong yugto. Mindoro down still, but now just by 11 points, 46 to 57. Some substitutions for Cebu. Homqvist will check back in. Tampus will take a seat on the bench.
And the game has slowed down considerably, especially in favor of the Tamaraos.
Can Mindoro continue its comeback? Comboy from the perimeter, no good. One and done possession for the Tamaraos. Bangkale telling everybody to go back down. Meneses slows down. De Los Santos kicks it out. Homqvist will not go for the outside shot.
He loves this matchup.
Mendoza goes right, step back, three-pointer. Yes, sir! Ryan Mendoza!
Ang hirap nun, ha? Kaliwede o punta sa kanan.
But Comboy trying to go quick on the other side. That shot was foiled. Mindoro, though, will be keeping possession. What about that shot by Ryan Mendoza? And he continues to cook from downtown this season. 6 points in the game, both on threes.
Yeah, step back away from the defense of Cedorifa that time.
This guy played on a loaded FU squad in college that featured the likes of R.R. Garcia, J.R. Kawaling, Terence Romeo. Even Mark Baroka was part of that team.
And Bam Gamalinda really not getting into a good flow offensively for his team.
Gamalinda only with 5 points. He's 1 out of 10 from the field tonight. And Cedorifa will check back in. Mindoro trying to go for some shooting here as we wind down the third quarter. Hans Maikong is also back in the game. Jeko Bangkale, hesitation, leaves Bono all the way with the left hand.
How about that? Konting separation lang pag freeze.
Stop and go. Ramirez goes to the fader. Basket taken back there by the Tamaraos. 62 to 48. A minute to go here in the third.
If you're Mindoro, get a couple of stops, then score twice as well. Try and trim this a little bit more.
Bangkale, that's a hit on him. Definitely a foul. Ramirez visibly frustrated with himself, slamming the ground after that foul. This is our Gixxer. Great move of the game, born for greatness. What about that freeze made by Bangkale? And he caught Ken Bono off timing, going all the way with the left hand.
Yeah, alam na niyang parating yung closeout ni Ken Bono. Nung malapit na sa kanya ay natake pababa. And ito namang naging foul para dito sa kay RJ Ramirez. Bangkale once again. Yung kontra-tempo ba na move niya. Akala ni RJ is the drive middle na ulit pero just went up straight for that shot.
That's one important aspect of a guard's game that all guards need to develop.
I agree.
We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Those were only attempts 4 and 5 at the free throw line for Cebu tonight.
Yeah, and that's why as a guard it's very important to start and stop. You know, not just continually going downhill and change of pace as well.
Ramirez leaves it for Maikong. Blocked up top by Holmqvist. Bangkale is pushing. He has Bono in front of him again. This time he takes it out. Holmqvist loses it from behind. Maikong forward to Sedoripa. He'll take his time here. Ramirez
I'd love for RJ to take this.
assessing the defense. Gets a screen from Bono. Ramirez has De Los Santos switching onto him, but Gamalinda has it right
Nice.
now. One fake, up and under move para kay Bam Bam Gamalinda.
Nice fake by Bam.
Only his second field goal tonight, but he has 7 points. This lead is at 13 for the Classic. They try to trap Brian Mendoza, but Mindoro giving up that foul. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. The ever so crafty Bam Bam Gamalinda.
Yun yung gulang na sinasabi mo kanina, yung experience. Alam niyang may court defense and little up and under for the very experienced Bam Gamalinda.
Brian Mendoza takes care of business on the first free throw. He has 7 points tonight, 2 out of 5 from three-point country. He remains perfect from the charity stripe. Cebu continuing to hold on to this double-digit lead.
They're gonna go for the last shot of the court.
18 seconds to work with here for the Tamaraos. They were down by as much as 24 in this game. Ramirez with the basketball. 10 seconds left. Bono offers the roadblock. Ramirez goes to the corner. Maikong steps on the sideline. Cebu basketball.
Bam Gamalinda, I felt wanted that three after he made that back pick for Maikong to fill out the corner. He felt that, you know, that defense is gonna go down as RJ goes.
Bangkale loses it for a bit, gives it up. De Los Santos has to heave. Not really his cup of tea there, and that's gonna do it. 3 quarters in the books between Mindoro and Cebu. The Classic trying to move out of their losing slump. They've lost 3 straight games after winning against QC, where is 65-50. Sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And we bring to you our LGR Sportswear fan outfit of the game, brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. See here some happy kids, also part of the crowd here inside the Marikina Sports Complex. The Shoemasters will be defending their home floor for the first time this year against the Bulacan Cuyas. That's right after this matchup between the Cebu Classic and the Mindoro Tamaraos. Experiencing a change of position after the last 2 games where they were up from start to finish. That was against Marikina and Davao. They won those games by 21 and 22 points respectively. But right now, they are on the opposite side of the pole, down by 15 entering this 4th quarter.
There are actually 3 guys on the Classics right now who are most probably on the way to a double-double. 2 guys having 10 rebounds already. See the scoring right there. I like what I told you. The 23 points, a little bit better scoring in the 3rd quarter para sa Mindoro.
But they could only outscore the Classic by 2 points.
By 2 points, right. Pero maganda yung recovery, no? You just gotta get more defensive stops.
Gamalinda, still no go on that jumper. It hasn't been very kind to him tonight.
And the 3 guys that's bound for a double-double, 2 guys with 10 rebounds already, Haboneta and Meneses. You know who the 3rd guy is? Boom Tampol. He's got 10 rebounds. Already in double-double with 10
Oh,
points.
but what a move there. Brian Mendoza with that sidestep going to the left, but trying to finish with the right hand. The lefty showing us the bag. Trying to get something going inside.
Well, he's given quality minutes here for the Classics.
I think Mendoza, you know, just given the proper minutes, could really be a constant source of offense para dito sa Cebu. He had 18 points against the Rizal Golden Coolers, one of their bright spots in that game. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Llanes.
Ito nga ang unang season ni Brian Mendoza dito sa MPBL. He recently came from playing 3x3 basketball at ayon sa kanya, ang na-realize daw niya doon is that he shouldn't treat his teammates as teammates but as family. In his words, kasi pag family, you build trust, communicate better, and fight for each other. Siya nga daw ang Kuya Brian ng lahat, not just here in Cebu but also during his basketball ministries. A colleague he felt during the pandemic, sharing that his ultimate personal goal is shaping the characters of the next generation through basketball and sharing the gospel. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. Well, that's very nice of Brian Mendoza to really try and spread his ministry to the game that he loves. He's a native of Davao City, and I already mentioned earlier, played for the FU Tamaraos in college. Played for the TNT Tropang Giga in the PBA 3x3 and won some championships there.
And gustong-gusto ko yung mga players na ganyan, using this platform to, spread out ministry and try to influence the young kids.
Especially in this day and age where social media and technology has really taken over.
Agree.
And nice to know that there are still some people who are willing to go back to their roots.
Agree. I say amen to that.
Indeed. And the Cebu Classics certainly are saying amen in their heads right now as they do believe that they are primed for a victory. But there's still a lot of time in this game, especially if the Mindoro Tamaraos can do something about it. They forced the turnover here. Sedorifa though got that ball tapped from behind. 2-on-1. Meneses has Hombist on the other side, but he will glide to the basket.
You know what? The Cebu Classics right now have 15 fast break points. But the thing is, it's only 4 points of turnovers yung pinanggalingan ng fast break niya. A lot of it has really been on the missed shots of Mindoro, which they turned into fast breaks.
And the fast break has been a constant source of their offense. This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. The Cebu Classic looking really good still. The edge of our seats watching that match.
Alam mo kung sino siguradong manonood dyan? Yung mga supporters ng teams, yung mga fans ng MPBL, yung mga coaches and players, because that is surely going to be a showcase game tomorrow.
Lalo na yung mga teams sa Norte.
Oo.
Comboy, 3 for 3 on the break.
There you go.
Wendelino Comboy from the outside.
And there you go. Down 15, you gotta get more of that.
Mindoro gets their 7th 3 of the game. The Tamaraos almost forcing another turnover. They try to trap De Los Santos. Ball sails out of bounds, but our referee saying it's still Cebu basketball.
And they were asking each other if they want to challenge this.
Here's what happened on the previous play. Gamalinda locating Ino Comboy on the right flank. Mindoro had 13 threes against Davao, and a lot of those coming from Joseph Sedorifa and Ino Comboy. Comboy had 4 3-point shots against the Tigers.
And Tampos was really picking his poison. You see a Bam Gamalinda that's gonna score, trying to score in the paint. You know that's higher percentage, so you leave out the shooter. And thankfully for them, made a good pass.
Cebu not noticing that their shot clock was already winding down. Took too long to have something developed there. That ball never left the top. Coach Mike Reyes on that Cebu sideline, trying to lead his team back to the winning column tonight. They're still up by 15 points, 68 to 53. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the 4th frame. Tibayan gets it to the corner. There's a foul on the pass. It's going to go against Daryl Manligues. That's going to be number 3 against the former Valenzuela player. 19 seconds on the shot clock here for the Mindoro Tamaraos. And you could feel that there's something developing here para sa Tamaraos. They just need to get themselves together defensively, because offensively, they are already finding their mark.
Definitely, and Eno is getting a really good groove right now. So far, he's the scoring option outside.
Back-to-back hits para kay Comboy, and Manzo gets the steal and the score. 68-58. 4 puntos pa lang sa laro na to para kay June Manzo. At Mindoro well within reach. Manligues having trouble with the rock. Another steal by the Tamaraos, this time from Tibayan. Tibayan goes hard. Tibayan gets the score.
And we talked about flow. Getting to that now, if you're Mindoro. Now, if you're the Classics, you gotta settle down and understand you gotta survive this run. Oh, boom, Campos.
And that just might settle them down. Boom Tampos with a booming 3 to bring some order back to the side of the Cebu Classic. 6 minutes remaining in this game. Tibayan guarded by Dolan Adlawan. Comboy has been the hot hand here in the 4th for the Tamaraos. Aggressively defended here by Manligues. He makes the pass. Gamalinda from the outside off the back rim.
How about that defense by Daryl Manligues, though?
Meneses trying to force his way past Gamalinda, who didn't give him an inch. Sedorifa to Manzo. Comboy doesn't go for the 3. Out to Sedorifa. Manzo back to Joseph. Can they finally get it? No. That ball goes right back to Mindoro. Sedorifa, another try. He will not miss twice. Joseph Sedorifa. And Janjan Habonete is down again.
Wow, and making shots from the outside. That's pretty much how Mindoro's come back. I mean, they've been searching for that 3, and guys have responded here in the 4th.
Mindoro now up to 9 3-pointers in this game. If you just tuned in, remember they had 13 made threes against the Davao Occidental Tigers, and that's been a common theme for them in their past 2 wins against Davao and Marikina.
And the guys who've actually made those threes from the outside, Comboy is 4 out of 10, Bienes is 2 out of 2, Sedorifa is 3 out of 9, and those 3 guys have really stood out in terms of making threes.
But this is just what happened after that made 3 by Sedorifa. What's Tibayan and Habonete? Oh, there was a hit by Jonas Tibayan. Might have actually even been a couple of hits.
And twice already in this game that those 2 guys have figured out. The first one, could say in it. Vernon couldn't say about this one, though.
Yes, Tibayan for that hit below the right eye of Jan Habonete. And after the review, that unsportsmanlike foul will be called on Jonas Tibayan for an act of violence.
Yeah, and lucky for him, the first one was inadvertent, because if that was also called an unsportsmanlike, he would have been gone.
But this is an interesting development at this point of the game. The Mindoro Tamaraos are on a run here, Coach. They're only down by 8 points. They were down by as much as 24 in this game, and you hate for these kinds of things to happen because napuputol yung momentum mo.
Agree. Lalo na pinag-uusapan natin to. Importante sa Mindoro to get into a good rhythm.
Abonete is now at the line for 2 shots. He's been solid tonight para sa Cebu Classic. Along with Dolan Adlawan, Ken Holmqvist, that front line has held the fort for their team tonight.
Yeah, and he's been taking hits too and surviving and knocking down free throws.
And staying cool about it too.
Oh, tibay din eh.
No, but Jonas Tibayan will have to take a seat on the bench first, trying to cool down here. The Tamaraos down by 10 points after those 2 free throws by Jan Habonete. Ball possession will still be with the Classic.
Now, if you're the Classic, you got to stay on how you've been playing this game, because if this is going to be down the wire, ooh, what a pass!
Wow! I was absolutely speechless right there. I saw that the cut was about to happen. I didn't think that he was about to make the pass. This is our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. What a play there by the Cebu Classic. Daryl Manligues with that intense delivery to Boom Boom Tampus.
But quick thinking though by Boom Tampos. I felt that RJ thought that it was going to be a pin down, a wide one, or a post pin down. But, he went otherwise and just cut straight through the middle. And RJ Ramirez didn't see that cut. And Daryl, being the point guard that he is, just found Boom Tampos inside.
They absolutely caught Mindoro's defense off guard, and they put more cushion on this lead. 76-63. Remember, Tampos, after that game against Caloocan, where he was absolutely fantastic, helping the Cebu Classic to their first win of the season in their season opener, it's been a struggle for him. He's been up and down in their next games.
That's right.
Bienes, that's a tough look. Tried to get it off the glass. Cebu forces the miss.
Not a good flow on that last set. Multiple dribbles, ball was not hot. Guys just sticking around for Mindoro that time.
The Classic have been a very consistent defensive team this season, but what hasn't been consistent for them has been their offense. But in this game, it has been fantastic. Though in that possession, they forced themselves into a shot clock, almost a shot clock violation, but Tampos getting it back. Kaya lang matatawagan ng foul ang Cebu.
Yeah, offensive foul definitely on Boom Tampos. Used that left hand to try and get rid of that defense that was closing out. And tama ka doon, Javi. Ganda ng opensa nila dito sa game na to, except for that last one where, that ball really got stuck with Habonete. You got to move the ball around. That's been pretty much, Classics basketball in this game.
Mindoro wants to get a win here, not only to extend their winning run, but also to get back to 500. Currently at 5-6 right now. Sedorifa from the corner. That's a miss.
And I say, regardless the outcome of this game, you got to tip your hats off to Mike Reyes. I mean, he's just spun this game around with how that ball has moved. 3 on its way. No.
One of the best coaches in Cebu. Only fitting that he leads this team in the MPBL. Comboy on the run. Adlawan. Access denied!
Wow.
Comboy gets it back. 3 on the way. Rims out. Tampos had to soar for that rebound.
Oh my goodness.
Cebu Classic defense on point here in this game against the Tamaraos. They will slow things down. Absolutely no need to rush. Adlawan has it against Gamalinda. Shot clock at 5. He needs a teammate.
Good defense.
Habonete makes himself available, and that's a violation. A 24-second shot clock violation against Cebu. So the Classic going deep into their shot clock the last 3 possessions here, Coach.
Yeah, and playing a lot of defense, including this one right here. Straight up met him at the apex. What a way to swat that shot away.
Spiking it like a volleyball. Ito si Dolan Adlawan holding the fourth inside. Comboy again for 3. This time he makes it.
Yeah, they still got that firepower here.
This is
Mindoro.
far from over.
Agree.
Comboy with 23 points in the game.
Agree.
76-66, under 3 minutes to go. Manligues calls out the play. Habonete being pressured by Bienes. Manligues gets it back. He will take the 3. Manligues gets it to go!
That was big.
Huge answer para kay Daryl Manligues. Can the Tamaraos respond? Comboy inside the lane. No. The tap goes to Cebu. And that's a foul against Sedoripa. Mindoro already with 14 fouls. They will send Cebu to the free throw line. Manligues bobbled it for a bit after that handoff by Habonete. Manzo went under the screen. Manligues, not really a very consistent three-point shooter. That was a gamble that Manzo was willing to make, but it didn't pay off in that play.
And even I would have made that same gamble because earlier you saw Daryl Manligues miss off a 3.
At free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Manligues though missing on the first free throw. 0 out of 2 para kay Daryl Manliguez. He tried to go glass on that second one. There's a foul against Cebu. Only their 4th team foul. And that's also number 4 on Daryl Manliguez. Coach Benji Teodoro would like to talk things over here. This is going to be a crucial possession for the Tamaraws with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, good decision right here.
Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. We're back here inside the Marikina Sports Complex where you're witnessing currently this matchup between the Cebu Classic and the Mindoro Tamaraws. This is a crucial possession for Mindoro. They're down by 13 and they just used their final timeout of this game. Cebu still has 3 timeouts to call. 2 minutes remaining in this game. Manzo with the basketball, gets it to Sedorifa. Comboy pops out. Manzo attacks the defense of Tampus. There's a foul on the pass, but Cebu already over the limit.
And really, they're trying to locate shooters outside, and that's their best bet right now. They've made how many 3-pointers already? They've made 10. They're shooting 25%. You got to go to that.
They had 13 against the Tigers in their last game. Right now, Manzo will try to get 2 points at the line with the clock stop. Mindoro is 8 out of 13. From the charity stripe tonight. 79 to 67.
And so far, if you're Mindoro, your best bet for made threes are actually Wendell Comboy, Bienes, Sedorifa, pretty much those 3.
And those 3 guys are on the floor for Coach Benji Teodoro. 1 out of 2 for June Manzo. Manliguez trying to take a look inside, but he pulls it back out. Turns out to be a turnover para sa Cebu. Comboy with the rock. That's a foul on Daryl Manliguez. Wendelino Comboy will take 2 free throws.
He's done.
That's the 5th foul on Daryl Manliguez. But coming in for him, Jeco Bangkale, who also has been steady tonight para sa Cebu Classic. He will try to help preserve this impending win, possibly para sa Cebu. They're still up by 12 points, but the door is still slightly ajar here for the Tamaraws. First free throw is good para kay Comboy.
Okay na, kailangan maganda pagkakatimo ni Bangkale dito because, you know, this lead is not safe considering you got 3-point shooters in Mindoro.
2 for 2 for Ino Comboy. We talk about the importance of getting him going para sa Mindoro. He has answered the call the past few games, including this one. Tampus gets ahead. Tampus hangs in the air and gets the bucket.
Oh my.
The hoop and the harm para kay Boom Boom Tampus.
Oh my goodness, Javi. The elevation, the finish through contact.
Defying the laws of physics, Boom Boom Tampus featured in our play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet. the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. I will absolutely feel more game if I see more shots like that from Boom Boom Tampus. He extends the Cebu lead back up to 13. Sedoripa needs a 3-point shot here. Blocked from behind. Meneses couldn't get to it on time. Mindoro will keep possession.
And he had to contort his body on that shot. I'm still not over that shot, though.
Can we see that again, please?
Wow.
That's the second time here in the fourth quarter that he's been able to make a 3-point play while Mindoro was threatening to come back.
I'd be surprised if that doesn't get into the highlights.
And now time running out here for the Mindoro Tamarao. Cebu will try to dribble out as much clock as they can. Tampos with the basketball. He will drive inside, met by Tibayan. He lobs it up for Meneses. Hindi na sa low, but Adlawan is there. No good. Second opportunity. That's good para kay Dolan Adlawan. 84-69. And the Cebu Classic looking good as they try to snap their 3-game losing skid. Bienes still trying to give some hope here for the Tamaraos. 84-71. At nobody looking like they're trying to foul here for Mindoro.
Right.
Bancale will walk it up into their front court. The double comes from Sedoripa. There's a steal by Bienes. Ahead. Sedoripa will get the 2 points. 84-73. 32.9 seconds. Remember, wala nang timeout dito ang Mindoro. Cebu will not call one of their own. Almost a turnover. Bancale chases it. Adlawan will take the 3. This could be the dagger. There's a push. I think that's going to go against Comboy.
Yeah.
They try to wrestle for position against Mark Meneses. So Meneses will be taking 2 shots here.
What a way for these classics to close out this game.
And I'm sure that this is going to be a morale-boosting victory for these Cebu Classic players playing without key players in this game. And they've gone on that losing streak. You know, there were games that they actually had a chance to win it, but bad starts and rough finishes have really done it for them. But in this game, they were spectacular from the opening buzzer until now.
Yeah. Short-handed and all, matters how these guys responded. And you just got to step up and put your hand and applaud the efforts of these classics. Mike and the rest of the guys, Coach Eric, Boom Tampos, everyone played really good Cebu Classics basketball.
Aside from snapping their own losing streak, they also snapped this 2-game winning run. Tamaraos, the Cebu Classic back in the winning column in a big way, getting their 4th victory of the season against 7 losses. A lot of great performers in this game for the Classic coach. But our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor. Bet your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet is Boom Boom Tampus.
No question about it. We asked earlier where the scoring is going to come from. You don't have Ladis, you don't have Dennis. You know, the answer's right there. Boom Tampos, alongside the leadership of Daryl Manligas, who I felt did a good job backcourting para dito sa Classics.
19 points.
This creative night lamp is just what you need. Features adjustable soft light modes and a timer function to save energy. USB rechargeable for convenience and eco-friendliness. Click the link below to make your nights warm and relaxing.
"12 rebounds, including some crazy made shots in this game. Big highlights, and what a way for them to get back on track." Boom Boom Tampos is at courtside with Ms. Gian Lianes.
Congratulations on your double-double performance, Boom Boom. Siyempre, sa laro na ito, undermanned nga kayo kumpara sa Mindoro dahil 10 lang sa inyong lineup ang nakalaro ngayon. Ano yung nakapag-motivate at push sa inyo sa laro today?
Kailangan talaga namin maglaro kahit kulang kami para sa sarili namin to eh.
Boom Boom, meron ka nga mga crucial shots lalo na sa fourth quarter. I think na talagang pinush niyo yung sarili niyo in terms rin of your endurance dahil konti lang kayo. Ano yung sinasabi niyo sa isa't isa lalo na going into that fourth quarter?
Kailangan namin talaga magdagdag sa depensa kasi sayang yung lamang namin pag hindi kami magdepensa eh.
And boom, you guys really defied a lot of odds during this game. I'm sure maraming proud na proud sa inyo. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Salamat ako sa Panginoon dahil sa panalong binigay niya sa amin ngayon at salamat sa suporta sa amin sa Team Blancas, sa coaches ko, Coach Howard, Coach Romer, Coach Jacobs at sa teammates ko at sa kang Boss Ryan Katarman, Mami Katarman and sa ZMC Printline o sa lugar ko sa San Isidro Davao Oriental. Shoutout sa inyo at sa mga kaibigan ko doon sila Kuya Elmer, Labiboy, Leo, kay Bulgar, kay Butyok at sa mama ko at sa papa ko. Shoutout. At sa pamilya ko pala sa Ojimasi. Shoutout sa inyo mga ate.
Congratulations once again. That was our best player of the game, Bupom Tampus of the Cebu Classic. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you, Javi and Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Nice to see the Cebu Classic winning this game in a big way.